Hi everyone, welcome to the next in my shelf by shelf review, and we're looking at this cubby hole today. So there's quite a few in there, although not as much to describe as you'll see in a minute. So let's get started with probably the easiest two on there. First of all, Terra Mara. You only have to look at my review last year to know what I think about this, or you can check out my top 10 medium weight games for this. This I have just fallen in love with. This is such a cool game from Quinid Games, which has kind of like a streamlined worker placement deal where, you know, it's the traditional go get resources, trade the resources, upgrade the resources, put them in for cards, get you cool special powers. But with this, I love the fact that it's a variable modular board. Michael Menzel, fantastic artwork. I love the fact you've got the 3 different tracks to go up, military boats and caravans that get you different bonuses, but can you do well on all 3 or do you focus on one? And I love the idea that when you put the workers out, they don't necessarily come back. Because if you put them further out onto the board where the bonuses are better, you don't get them back until the round marker catches up with them. It's like they've gone out further to explore. It works on a thematic level, but it just works on a mechanical level. It just makes this like a different twist on worker placement. And I love that when games throw me a twist. Give me something different. Don't just give me a generic worker placement game, which I do like worker placement, don't get me wrong. But when you play so many of them, you need unique twists. This one, Architects, as I mentioned before, even Raiders of the North Sea technically has a unique twist to it. You know, I like it when these games do that. Honestly, check out my review for this. I love it. Okay, big one here. Let's see if I can get this out without everything falling off the shelf. Come on, Drew. Right, Carson City, a big box. I've not played this for a long time, and I really need to get it back to the table when this crisis is over. But this is the big black box version from, again, Quinid Games. And Carson City is this really cool worker placement Western game where you're building up land in the West of like ranches and town halls and banks, buildings, saloons, that kind of thing. And the idea is that you're all basically gunning for the land. And all the buildings score in different ways, but you've got to obviously fight each other for this land. There's a cool amount of worker placement spaces that you have to use. There's different characters with special abilities. But I love the fact that in this, if you want to take a worker placement space that someone else has, you don't just simply get blocked off, but you can go to it, but you then have to duel the other player to see if you get the space. And that comes down to how many guns you've got, what character you're using, etc. It fits the theme very well. It's one that I really kind of need to get to the table again because it's been a while because I've had to play other longer games, but I really enjoyed my first few plays of it, and it's not quite top 100 material just yet. Maybe I need more plays of it, but and it's got some modules in it that I really don't particularly care about. You know, it's already got enough in it from the base game, but this is one that I'm excited to get back to the table again. Anyway, I liked, you know, I never played it before, this black box version, and I'm glad I've got it. I just need more time. Right, let's get rid of Bezier games first. We'll do Suburbia in a different video, but... Right, Werewords, One Night Werewolf. Mainly, this is there because it fits on the shelf. And it's too cheap, and every cafe I know owns it. Because I used to love this game, and I still like this game. I'm kind of bored with it now. It doesn't feel different anymore, and, you know, the Daybreak is my favourite role, and I'll still play it, I'll still like it, but the problem is... Werewords replaces it. It does. So, as much as Daybreak is fine, this is the one I say you go for, which is 20 questions with the werewolf mechanic. You know, one person's the mayor, can't say the word, everyone else is giving in the animal, vegetable, mineral. Can I find it in the kitchens? It's small, will I put it in my hand? Will a kid use it? And the werewolves and the seer know what the word is, but the werewolves are trying to divert attention. The seer's trying to bring him back. It's got that deception thing of, all right, can the werewolves figure out who the seer is, etc. It's a really cool little simple filler game, and it's gone down really well with friends. You need the app, fine. You need a quiet-ish space, fine. But this is what's basically just killed One Night Werewolf for me. Right, Empress 4. I kind of like their stuff. Mostly their small box stuff though, rather than their big box stuff. Now, some of these games I've barely touched, and so I can't really remember how they work. Why are they in my collection? Because I enjoyed them when I did play them, and at the time I was dating someone who was getting into my games, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I might be able to get some of these to the table more often. Problem is, that didn't happen. sorry, that relationship didn't last, and I just never got a chance to play these games. So I still want to keep them though, because I thought they were good. And the ones where I'm a little bit more hazy on are these three. Well, mainly these two actually. Shadows in Kyoto is essentially kind of like a mini two-player Strategos type game. It's it's a cool little game. You've got character powers, and it's a fairly small little map, condensed, nice little package. But if you want more information on this, I suggest go check out Sam Healy's videos from the Dice Tower, because I think he reviews this, or he certainly has talked about it, and he knows more about it than I do. But I enjoyed it the first time I played it, and I would like to get it to the table again. It's just two-player only hurts. And Herbalism, very simple card game, but I really just can't remember a lot about it. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've played some of these particular Emperor S4 games, but I remember liking them. That's why they're still here. And the reason I haven't got rid of them is because, A, they're part of a series, I like that, but I do remember enjoying them. So I want to keep them. I want to play them. Coronavirus kind of makes that difficult, so it's a little bit of a pain. But certainly when this whole crisis is averted, I want to get some of these back to the table. Now, I sort of know more about Mystery of the Temples. Yes, you have a kind of like a rondel of cards. You're collecting gems, putting them on your other cards as patterns to score points. But the way that you move around the cards is unique, where you skip over in certain circumstances and you go in clockwise, anti-clockwise direction. But I remember this one being pretty interesting with the tactical play of how you move around the ring. But again, it's one that I didn't get to the table much by the time, and I need to get it to the table more. There's just so many games to play, and it's just, I apologize that I'm kind of hazy on this, but I do remember enjoying it when I played it. It's just so long ago. Now, after I'm done apologizing for those three being bad, I can talk heavily about these three, because these are the ones that hit the table a lot. So first of all, Hanamakoji. Ah, yes, one of my top 10 games all time it's been. Will it still be there next time? You'll have to see. But Hanamakoji, or Jixia Academy, whichever way you want to do it, it's a fantastic two-player game. This one where you've got 4 actions each, and you both have to do these 4 actions, but you do them in different orders, and the longer you leave the action, the less choice you have with it, but the more information you have, and consequently the earlier you do the action, the more choice you have, but the less information you have. It's so brain-burning in the sense that every decision you make feels like you're not getting as good as you can get from it, but it just works so well. So simple in the rules, but so clever in how it operates. Honestly, people have loved this when I've showed them it. You need to try this two-player. Right. Walking in Province. This is a relatively new one from them in the small box line, but if you've played Hokkaido, this is basically Hokkaido improved. You know, it uses that same drafting mechanic, and the idea being that you're building up this map with the different terrain squares on it, and you can overlap and underlay in all these cards. It's a cool, picturesque thing. But I love the theme with this one. You're a photographer, and your photographer Meeple and a drone are on your little tableau map, and what you're trying to do is maneuver them in such a way, well, you're trying to build the map and then maneuver the drone and the photographer so they can take snapshots and as based on these objective cards. So the objective card wants the drone to take in this 3x3 grid, a church, 2 lavender fields, and a farm, or something like that. And so you build the map in that way, get the drone over there, take the shot, and then you get the points. It's a cool concept, pretty quick. If there is any problem with this game that I do have, and it's a bit of a biggie, is that the scoring is a little bit fiddly. You know, there's quite a bit of scoring at the end, and it's hard to kind of gauge exactly how lavender fields and cornfields work. You kind of need to be very good on those rules when you're explaining it, otherwise people will get lost. Other than that though, really cool game. And Walking in Burano. A bit like Hanamakoji, when I show it to people, they go and buy it. This one has you building a street tableau of houses, these multicolored cool looking houses, and you're trying to keep them uniform, so one house is green, one house is orange, not have 2 next to each other the same. But the idea is that they've all got things on them like cats and chimneys and flowers and shop windows and lamp posts and different flowers and people on the roofs. And the idea is that when you complete a house, you take a card which scores points based on the symbols. So there might be a limited supply. So there might be a card that scores you lots of points for cats. Okay, so when you draft these cards from this tableau in the middle, which always has like that difficult thing of, I don't need that card, but I really do need that card, but I need money to play these cards. You have that thing of, right, well, that one's got a lot of cats there. There's 2 cats on that one, 2 cats on there. Okay, this building's going to be about cats. They're both yellow. Where's the other yellow? Where's the middle yellow? I need the middle yellow. And it gives you making some very hard decisions about what you draft, but the game again is very simple, very picturesque. It's got a solo play variant, and I've noticed that some of these have got how to play videos on QR codes, which is really nice. It's colorblind friendly, so even though it's got the whole... Actually, how is this colorblind friendly? That doesn't make any sense. How is this colorblind friendly? I'll have to look into that, because you're building different color houses. How does that work? I don't know, we'll have to see, but yeah, I've not had to deal with that personally. So it is a really cool little game though. People have bought it after I've shown them it. Works well with anywhere from solo up to 4 players. Neat little portable game. Honestly, this one, again, needs some love as well. I'd probably say this is better than the Walking in Province one I just mentioned, but, you know, solid game. So yeah, sorry that some of that was a little bit hit and miss, but, you know, it depends how long I haven't had many plays of some of those games. I just remember that they're really good. The ones that I have played a lot, those last 3, for example, yes, I like them, they're good, and I've played them a lot. So, that shelf done. Throat's going. I'm trying to do these one after the other. Well, won't take long to talk about the next one. So I'll see you on that video. Take care, and remember, it's only a game.